Hamza, in that lecture that you gave, you mentioned this poem of Shakespeare. I mean, it's just my curiosity. I'm coming here as a student right now. You mentioned it's like, um, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The expense of spirit in a
In a
waste of
waste of shame is lust, and action till
action
action
until
lust.
action
Yeah,
lust is
yeah.
perjured, murderous, bloody, full of
Bloody full
blame,
of blame.
savage,
Savage,
extreme,
extreme,
rude,
rude,
cruel,
cruel,
not to trust,
trust,
enjoyed no sooner but
and
despised
despise it
straight,
straight.
past reason hunted and no sooner had, past reason hated as a swallowed bait, on purpose laid to make the
Make
taker
them
mad,
mad, mad in
not in
pursuit. And
pursuit in possession so, had, having in quest to have, extreme, a bliss in proof and proved a
prove
very
the
woe,
very well
before a joy proposed behind a
behind a
dream.
dream.
And the last two lines, all
All
this
this,
the world well knows, yet
yet
none
none
knows
knows
well.
well. To shun the heaven,
Mm.
yeah, leads to this hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to shun the
great
heaven
poem.
leads men to this hell. You mention a hadith about that? Can you mention that? It was a beautiful. You said this.
Before you guys mention the hadith, I think we need to sharah this poem a little bit.
No, the
Well, I mean, he's talking about the state of lust,
Mm.
and even when he begins at the expense of spirit. So spirit is, Shakespeare loved puns. So there's a double entendre, because spirit means ruach, but it also meant semen. Because they believed in this idea of the homunculus. That there was the little human was contained in the semen.
Mhm.
So the expense of spirits is wasting your semen in lust. So it's the idea is that a human being in a state of lust is, they've lost their minds.
Wow.
And then they'll do crazy things in that state. I mean, the date rape is a major problem in American universities, and date rape usually occurs when the couple gets into what they call heavy petting, where they're, and so men, once they're in that state, they're no longer in a kind of rational mode. They're in more of a, Imam Shafi'i famously said that all of knowledge is lost between the two thighs of a woman. What he meant. In fact, in Arabic, I mean, in Arabic, mehbal, which is one of the words for a woman's private parts, means the place of stupidity, like the habal. Ahbal is somebody stupid. And so the idea of people that are in a lustful state, they've lost their intelligence.
Mm.
And they're not thinking rationally. And that's why Islam guards and protects, because lust is important as a human phenomenon. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended that we procreate, and you can't do that without desire. But that desire has to be elevated, and it's elevated through marriage, through intimacy, that involves care and concern for the two partners, that it's not simply onanistic, it's not simply pleasure for pleasure's sake, that there's a mutuality in the relationship. And so, I think what he's saying there is really that this is a way men go astray, and then, before it's like this amazing thing, and afterwards it's just a dream. All you have is a memory of something that it's like all pleasure, it's completely ephemeral. And just like, I mean, you can eat, it's amazing how people can consume food purely for pleasure, and then they have indigestion for hours afterwards. So they suffer because of this
Desire.
temporary pleasure.
Yeah.
And lust is like that, because one of the things about ma'asiyah is always followed by remorse, and obedience is always followed by joy. So before a joy proposed, it's something, oh, I'm going to get some pleasure out of this, it's going to be joyful. But afterwards, it's, no sooner had, it's despised straight. Like and then it's, oh, what was the person thinking? So he's really talking about that state of ma'asiyah. you know,
And
which has always been a problem in Western culture, partly because of the mixing of men and women in ways that Islamic civilization did not encourage for that reason, because they did not want a breakdown of that relationship. And there's a very important book by Unwin, who was a professor at Cambridge. He wasn't a religious person. He was an anthropologist. He wrote it in 1934. It's called Sex and Culture. And what he shows in that book is that when sexual licentiousness is released into a culture, it'll destroy it within 3 generations.
wow.
And
In today's culture, it's all sexualized.
it's completely sexualized. And that's why they're not producing any high culture. There's no high art, because he shows how it's the sublimation of those appetites that allow for high culture to be produced. Once you fall into licentiousness, both gluttony and lust, you lose all of the higher desires for great poetry. I mean, who are the great poets today?
Rappers.
Who are the great novelists? Seriously, who are the great novelists? Because I mean, if you read the great novelists of Russia, where are the Dostoevskys? Where are the Tolstoys? Where are the Turgenevs? You know, where are the Rumis? Where are the Sadis? Where are the Hafiz? I mean, we had so many of those type people. Where are they now? So once this culture falls into appetites, there's not much left.